Hey guys, Rudy here. I wanted to cover something that's a very strange synchronicity that I have involving my own channel because it really got me thinking of when I do these don't what was it these particular videos where I do the black screen with the text and I'll do like a kind of an audio visual thing with the music and the lo-fi music in the background with the example of a synchronicity that may be happening or going on. For instance, the belly dance synchronicity one. Just to give a quick example. Like the short, not the short, the black screen with the text and the images flashing. I'm not playing the music, I'm just giving an example. But where I got this, it dawned on me yesterday where I got this from, and it's from the old, if anybody's familiar with Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, which was a series of adult-themed cartoons like Aqua Teen Hunter Force. I think they showed South Park. No, it wasn't South Park. They showed American Dad, Family Guy, Squidbillies, cartoons like that are more adult-themed oriented. And I used to like the way they did their bumpers, and subconsciously I picked that up. And as an artist, there's no such thing as creativity, right? So I got that my subconscious picked that up. Even the lo-fi theme with the black screen and the text, I picked that all up from the Adult Swim bumpers. Just to give a quick example, like this, the black screen text. This isn't the synchronicity I'm talking about. Let me go and play it, just to give an example. You're about to see where I may be going with this. Sure the music isn't too loud. But the lo-fi hip-hop with images, black screen text. And this is what I wanted to show. There it is. Now then, I stumbled on this because I was looking up. It got me thinking, it's like, where did I get that from? Oh yeah, it was the Adult Swim bumpers. That's where I got my idea from, my creativity from. I borrowed from the Adult Swim bumpers. But it's this thumbnail that caught my eye that I'm circling right here. Right there in the middle, Best Bumps #1, Adult Swim, with the moon with the Chinese stars on it. And my jaw pretty much dropped to the floor because it looks more or less the same as what a thumbnail I did previously with the Winnie the Pooh with the Mandarin pop singer. Look, the balloon with the Chinese stars on it, which was about a week and a half ago. Fast forward to yesterday, and I was looking at Adult Swim bumps, and I happened to notice this thumbnail, and it's like, it just instantly reminded me of the Winnie the Pooh little thumbnail that I did. And I only did the Winnie the Pooh thing because it was kind of bouncing off this idea of China and this strange case of this Mandarin singer, which he's from Nigeria. And I'm gonna play this video again. Let me turn the audio up a good bit. Uncanny Deduction said, paraphrasing here, that when you're having signs like this, it may be a hint to look into it. So I decided I want to go ahead and look into this Chinese thing involving the moon as a satellite, artificial satellite. Spoiler alert. Chinese company wants to install an artificial moon. So let's look that up. So here we go. China to launch world's first man-made moon by 2020. This article's in 2018. I'd really love to see when the news originally came about, which would be probably around the early 2000s, which was the prime of Adult Swim, and when they had these lo-fi bumpers. I'd like to find news from that era, but I don't think I'm going to. Let's try 2001. This in 2001 must include 2001. Let's try that. Oh, here's something. Fake moon 8 times brighter than the real moon. Ooh. The real moon, huh? Let's make this text a little bigger. Fake moon 8 times brighter than the real moon to illuminate city streets. Chengdu, a city of southwestern, I can't pronounce that province, is developing illumination satellites which will shine in tandem with the real moon. With moon with 3 O's? Bot, are you writing articles for me as I search for them? But are 8 times brighter. 8 times brighter than the moon. According to China Daily, the artificial moon will have a reflective coating that can deflect sunlight back to Earth, similar to how the moon shines, he said. The man-made moon is essentially an illumination satellite designated to complement the moon at night. You spelled complement wrong too? Who wrote this? Though it is predicted to be 8 times brighter, the scientists added. This is due to the object's planned orbit about 500 kilometers above Earth, much closer than the blah 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 distance to the moon, Wu said. 500 kilometers above Earth. I'm not too sure how far that is. Well, much closer, duh. But this is not enough to light up the entire night sky, he said. Its expected brightness in the eyes of a human is around 1/5 of normal streetlights. Really? So it really ain't much of anything. Meanwhile, the extra light can shine into disaster zones during blackouts, thus aiding relief and rescue efforts, he said. The mirrors can be adjusted for luminosity and can be completely turned off when needed. However, less light from the satellite will reach the ground if the sky is overcast. Well, obviously, that's how it works in real life. The first moon will be mostly experimental, but the 3 moons in 2022 will be the real deal with great civic and commercial potential. The 3 new man-made moons can take turns reflecting sunlight, as they will not always be in the best position relative to the sun, and together they can illuminate an area of around 3,600 to 6,400 square kilometers. Are you serious right now? On Earth, for 24 hours if desired, he said. Wu went on to say that several notable universities and institutions, including Harbin Institute of Technology and China Aerospace Science and Industry Corp, have evaluated the man-made moon project and given it their approval for trial and demonstration. Despite the approval, Wu was quick to point out some criticism of the project, including fear of detrimental physiological consequences for people and animals, in which the absence of regular alternations between night and day could disrupt various metabolic patterns, including sleep. We will only conduct our tests in an uninhabited desert, so our light beams will not interfere with any people or Earth-based space observation equipment, he said. When the satellite is in operation, people will see only a bright star above, and not a giant moon as imagined. And then what's the point? So they're going to illuminate the ground with these artificial moons that are about the size of a star in the sky, and 8 times as dim as a street lamp. What fucking sense does this make? Why not just, I don't know. This is strange. And this seems like bot driven, because only like a bot wrote this article, because it's got like typos and weird spelling errors. Let's see. And I like the juxtaposition between real moon and fake moon. Chinese city of Chengdu may soon be home to multiple something. Let's see what this is. Multiple moons. Oh, here we go. See, we're floating in space, guys. Just to make sure you know. It's just basically going to be a mirror in the I guess in the inner, like in the outer atmosphere of the Earth. It's what the scientists tell us anyway. I'm just looking at the article if I get quiet. The 36 and the 64 square kilometer thing again. They were really stuck on that. This is why I think it's a bot wrote that article in the last one I read. It's supposedly supposed to be from 2001. This may be recent. I just misunderstood. Okay, it's from 2018. Look, there's another diagram. See, we're in space, guys. Look at that. I wonder how successful it was. Let's remove that 2001 from there. China to launch artificial moon to light up night skies. But they always have this weird, stupid, like, caricature of the moon. Like, it's just a disk in the sky,
to orbit
right?
by 2020, above the city of Chengdu, according to Chinese state media. And scientists say that it could be 8 times brighter than the actual moon, given that it will be much closer to Earth. Chief of the Tian...
Then why did I just read it was going to be 8 times dimmer than a street lamp? Did I read that correctly? Oh, I have to go back. Hold on. This article here. His expected brightness in the eyes of humans is around 1/5 of normal streetlights. I'm assuming they mean when it's actually in the sky and not pointed at you, it's going to obviously look dimmer than the actual moon. And it's going to illuminate 50 square kilometers at a time, depending on where it's aiming. Where did I read that? Oh, here we go. Okay, it is, so I misread, I just misunderstood. So it is going to be 8 times brighter than the actual moon.
Chengdu New Area Science Society, Wu Chunfeng, says that the new moon could save the city 1.2 million yuan, or $173 million in annual electricity costs. Although to make sure the plan is viable, Wu says they need to see what kind of effect it will have on the natural environment, and will conduct testing in an uninhabited desert so that the light won't interfere with people or Earth-based space observation equipment. Chief of the Tianfu New Area Science Society, Wu Chunfeng, says that the new moon could save the city 1.2 million yuan, or $173 million in annual electricity costs.
$173 million, and how much is it going to cost to launch these things? Well, this has already been done, right? But how much did it cost to launch these things into space to begin with? 173 million electricity costs annually. It could assist in first responders. I'm gonna look up the cost. China have an artificial moon. I don't think I'm gonna find anything on how much it actually costs China to launch that shit. If you believe that, right? I don't believe it whatsoever, not one bit. I'm just following the breadcrumbs, like Matt McKinley told us not to do. Every single image you look up of this has this fucking phony ass moon in the sky. Look at this shit, dude. Oh my god. I'm so sick of it. It makes me sick. Get out of here with that. Here's a little, for all you 3rd graders out there who need pictures to understand. I need pictures to understand, guys. I'm a dumb little Mexican. Artificial moon. An artificial moon just means satellite, right? So when they call it a fake moon, I guess they're technically right, but the moon isn't real anyway, so it's like a double fake moon. It's meta, dude. I don't know. I had a feeling this was not gonna really lead me anywhere. But just another synchronicity that I kind of wanted to document. This is gonna be a shorter video than I thought it was. Maybe somebody else can sniff out the breadcrumbs or whatever. Thanks, guys.